Perfect. Yeah, we're ready. We'll go
Okay.
ahead and start with an opening statement from Coach Kalani, and then we'll get started with questions.
Yeah, really excited for game week. It's here. It seemed like it was a long ways away when we first started camp. Really proud of the way our guys performed in camp and the way the coaches and the players handled the difficulty of camp. And I think we got through it the way we wanted to. I think we were really physical, aggressive, and even with our practices, we were able to do that. And the guys worked extremely hard in the off season. Since January, they've been working, and it's paid off, and it shows. And I'm excited for them to put it on the field come Saturday night. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Really happy with the guys, and you guys pretty much just really excited about the opportunity to go against SIU. I think looking at the opponents, I mean, this is a lot of people don't know about them as an FCS program, but they're a powerhouse at FCS level. Nick Hill's a really good head coach. Have a lot of respect for him. He's actually a guy that's going into his ninth year as a head coach, just like I am. He's coaching at his alma mater. So I know how he feels about coaching at his alma mater. Me doing the same. But if you look at the things that he's done as a coach and how his players play, I think it's a huge compliment to him and his staff, and able to get their team ready to go. And the dangerous team. They've the last 2 years, a couple years ago, they beat Northwestern, and last year they beat Northern Illinois. So I believe in their history as FCS program. They've won 6 games against FBS opponents, and 5 of them, their head coach Nick Hill has been attached to that, 3 as a coach and 2 as a player. So they're not going to be coming in here very shy. I think they're going to come in here with excitement and energy to try to get a win, and we're excited about it. We want to make sure that we give them our best shot when they arrive here in Provo. But watching their team, been connected with, I've met and talked with their defensive coordinator and seeing their coaching staff, really good group, and it all starts with their head coach. But their players play well, they're well coached, tough team, never give up, and so they've had a lot of success. Went to the playoffs last year, and lost in an overtime game to Idaho. It was a close game, and you could tell these guys, they love the game of football. So I have a lot of respect for their program, a lot of respect for their players. I know they got some turnover and getting some guys going, but what you know with consistency that they have in their coaching staff with their head coach, that they'll be able to get their guys ready to go, and we'll get their best shot Saturday. We just got to make sure that they get ours. So I'll take any questions you guys may have.
All right, let's go ahead and start with Jake Hatch and then Dana Green.
Kalani, have you decided who your starting quarterback is going to be this week?
Yeah, I think you guys have the depth chart, so we kind of have an idea. We know our plan. We know what we're going to be doing, just not ready to tell everybody our game plan yet. So we have an idea of what we're going to do and how we're going to execute our offense and what we're going to do in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams. So we're excited about it.
What is the position of most concern coming out of camp, and what position are you you think you're most confident in with your depth?
Well, I'm concerned about all of them because there's some veteran players that are coming back and some new players are going to get opportunities. But until you get it in the game, I mean, we've had scrimmages and things like that, but until you get it when it really counts in a game, you really don't know how they're going to respond. So they're all concerning to me as a head coach. That's what I'll focus on, but it's also why our focus is to get depth and make sure that the depth is quality. So we'll be able to handle. I think we'll be able to count on a lot of players to make plays in all different positions, and if there's any issues, then we can go to our depth with that.
Go ahead, Jared, and then Mitch.
Kalani, we got the official announcement of the team leadership council just a few minutes ago. No real surprises, but what's that process like for you to have that come together and be established at this point? And then kind of in addition to have both of the quarterbacks on that, the top quarterbacks on that council, what does that mean?
Yeah, I think the 15 players are the ones that got the majority of the votes, but what was exciting for me to see was that there was way more than that received votes and multiple votes. So it wasn't just a guy voting for himself. You know, you have a good number of our players that received votes, and so that means that we have a great leadership group, not just limited to the 15 that are in the leadership council and that are co-captains and captains. And so I feel really excited about it, but that should happen when you have a lot of veterans and a group that's gone through some adversity together and has worked really hard together. So this is a close-knit group. I'm excited to see them. I know that leadership is not just about the guys that can speak, it's the guys that actually do the work and lead by example. I think you look at that group of young men, they're not all talkers. I think a lot of them just do the work, and they have an impact in a lot of different ways. And part of leadership is allowing the coaches to give leadership opportunities to the players, and I'm thankful that A-Rod and Jay has been able to do that. So leadership is just not something that just happens automatically. I think you have to be able to grow it from the beginning, and these guys are in a really good spot now, and I give a lot of credit to our coaches and also to the upperclassmen on our group. So I'm excited about the group. I think having both quarterbacks receive a lot of votes is a good sign. But it's also the fact that you guys, the names that you aren't seeing, it gives me a lot of confidence going to that we have a really good group.
Kalani, whoever that first quarterback is that takes the first snap, will that guy get the chance to, if he has success, to operate throughout the entire game, or are you planning to or expecting to play both Jake and Gary in this game?
Yeah, I think we're planning to do a lot of different things. We have a lot of options, and the goal is to get the win. So I'm can't tell you how that's going to go yet right now on Monday, but we know we have an opportunity. We can win with more than just one person at quarterback. We have a number of them that can play and that we can get victories with, and so that goes with all the positions. We feel really good about the depth there, and quarterback just happens to be a deep one for us as well. I was really proud with how the quarterbacks handled all of camp, and feel confident going into the season with our group of quarterbacks that we have all together, especially the top two.
We'll take some more questions from Jay and then Kevin.
Kalani, does this mean that we're not going to find out who the starting quarterback is until he runs out on the field on Saturday night?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
That's why it's listed as an or. So you can keep asking the questions. We have a plan, guys. We know what we're doing. We've been through this before, and we're going to be just fine.
I also wanted to ask about Tanner Wall apparently winning that safety spot. A little bit of a surprise maybe to some people, but what did he do to kind of earn that?
It's what we always do, and you know, in defense you'll see a number of guys that can play. So it's a deep group, the whole entire safety group, and Jay's in charge of it as he is the defense, and I feel good about a number of those guys that can play. There's way more safeties that can play now than we've ever had before. It's a good sign, but we only know one way, and that's that the competition goes, and the guys that understand it and can get us the most production on the field is going to be on the field first, but we're not against using more than one guy. So I'm really proud of Tanner and proud of that entire group, but we feel good about the entire group that's listed on the depth chart.
Hey, Kalani, what made you put an or next to Chase Roberts and JoJo Phillips, and what has JoJo done in this offseason to kind of get ready and grow into this role?
Well, I think the majority. I mean, you look at the numbers and the positions listed. We can go a lot of different personnel groups, and so we've shown it on film. I'm not giving away any advantage by saying that we have the opportunity to play with more than just 2 or 3 wideouts at a time. And so, looking at what JoJo's done, I think he deserves the respect to be listed on there. And we could name 17 type of starters in regards to the personnel groups. So I just think that keeps it a lot cleaner that way. And same thing goes for tight ends. We could name 3 different tight end groups, but we're just keeping it how it is, pretty simple, so you guys can see it. But it's not uncommon for you guys to see us use a number of six wideouts or so.
We'll take some more questions from Jared Lloyd and then Jake Hatch.
Well, it's been a long time since the last time you took the field. How good is it to get to a point where Saturday you get a chance to see what these boys can do in the stadium again?
Yeah, I'm just super excited. I know the fans are excited about the game, and the guys are. We're getting sick of hitting each other. Even though we've had some really cool and live moments and been really physical, it's just going to be nice to hit somebody else and then for our offense to cheer for our defense and defense to cheer for the offense. And so it's kind of, we're making that transition. We've gone against each other and been sick of hitting each other, but I thought they handled, with all the competition going on, offense versus defense, I thought they handled it really well. And it was a back and forth all through camp, and I think that's going to be a good sign for us going to the season.
Well, you talked about Nick Hill being a similar circumstance to you, where he's an alum of the university, but he's an offensive guy, played quarterback, but this rep for Southern Illinois, they're a defensive team. What do you make of them on film?
Well, I mean, that makes sense. You're forgetting that I was an offensive guy too. No respect for the fullbacks. That's messed up. I know he played quarterback and all that, and gets a lot of the spotlight. But fullbacks have feelings too, So I'm a fullback that basically were brought up in the defensive side of coaching, and so the one thing I do know about Nick Hill is he knows football, and he knows how to get his guys motivated, and he gets the most out of his guys. Just a great coach. I like what he does, and he has a great reputation. And I think, that the fact that he's coaching for his alma mater is a really cool thing. I know how he feels about coaching for his alma mater. I'm doing the same. I think Southern Illinois is really fortunate to have him. He's a really good coach, and he could be a lot of different places, but he chooses to be there.
Go ahead, Dana, and then Mitch.
Kalani, a lot of oars at the running back position as well. Is LJ Martin going to be ready to go, and do you expect to use 3 or 4 of those guys on Saturday?
Yep, LJ will be ready to go, and that's why he's on the list, and we're excited to see him play. So this is sophomore year. He feels like it's a different player. Last year he's trying to learn the offense. This year he knows it already, and he's teaching the younger guys. He's teaching the freshmen. So he's got so much ability. And him with Folau, with Hinckley, and with Miles, and with the newcomers, I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch those guys go. But I've been excited because the leadership that we're seeing from LJ. And I don't know, you guys have been around him long enough to know that he doesn't really say much. But, man, he has such an influence on this team. And when he does speak, people listen. And I think he does a lot of different ways of communicating. But the running back group has been really good since he's become a leader and become a little bit more now the veteran rather than the newcomer.
Lonnie, how aware is your team of Southern Illinois' history in terms of success they've had against FBS teams, and maybe just the awareness of the players of what they're facing in a team that I won't be starry-eyed coming in Saturday?
Yeah, I think they're aware of it. I mean, we talked about it, but at the same time, it's the I think we're that's how we are with all our opponents. We want to respect them, and we want to see and appreciate how they play the game. I think they do it the right way. You watch them play games, and you watch the energy that they have with their team. It speaks to their culture. So I think they're in a really good spot as a program. They're coming here and they're trying to take a win from us. We have to defend LaVell Edwards Stadium, and our players understand it's nothing personal, but we have goals and plans too. And so when we get out there and we compete, it's going to be a fun game, and we'll see what happens. But I know that there's tons of respect from our players to that program, and for myself to their coaching and their coaching staff and their program. But when it comes down to the game starts and nobody cares about what the coaches say. It's about what's on the field, and so we're going to have our fans there. It's going to be exciting to be at home. We're excited the football's back again. You got to get a feel for that last weekend when guys were playing games, and it was cool to see those games happen. And I think it all starts again Thursday, and away we go. College football's back.
Go ahead, Jake.
I got a two-parter here. I'll ask them in 2 parts just to clarify. So first thing, it's game week. What is your most concerning thing about your program that keeps you up at night right now?
I'm not concerned. I just want to play. I want to show everybody what we got. So I mean, we've been through this before. I've been coaching a long time. I've been around the game of football a long time. We all know what's being said, and we all know what's being predicted out there. We just want to get out there and play. So the guys have worked extremely hard. They've been doubted and questioned quite a bit, and you have 12 opportunities that are guaranteed to show yourself, and this is opportunity number 1. And I need to make sure our guys are ready to go. That's my job, and they will be. They'll be excited, and everything that they've done up until now has been exactly what we've asked them to do.
Kind of alluded to it just there, but I just wanted to ask you, how confident are you feeling about your guys going into year 2 of the Big 12 and they're wanting to improve after the 5-7 a year ago?
Yep, I'm confident in them. It's just this is not uncharted territory anymore. We've been through this before, and so it's okay. These guys are good. They can handle it. We're excited. We want to get out there and show what we've been doing and show the sacrifices that have been made and the hard work that's been put into it, and and see if we can change some minds and play the game.
Okay, we'll wrap things up here. Let's have one more question from Mitch.
Yeah, Kalani, was it what's holding you and A-Rod back from naming a starter, or was this by design all along to just wait until game day?
I think it wasn't all by design until we decided that we didn't have to. This is I think we're trying to respect the process of everything, and then we see that we're in a really good spot, and we have 2 really good quarterbacks, and honestly, we have all our quarterbacks are really good. So it's like we just want to get out there and play the game. You guys will see it. I don't think you need all the answers right now, so you'll get them when they come.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much,
right.
Coach. Appreciate.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kalani.
Next up, we'll have Connor Payne. So if you have questions for Connor, you can go ahead and raise your hand. Hi, Connor. How's it going?
Hi, guys.
Thank you for being here.
No problem.
Just jump right into questions. We've got Jared Lloyd.
Connor, we just got the official announcement about the team leadership council. No real surprises as far as that goes. But what does that mean to you and to the entire team when that kind of gets established and you're set on who's going to be part of that leadership council?
I mean, kind of like you said, it wasn't necessarily a surprise, just since we had voted for captains in the past, with the off-season teams we did and stuff like that. But, I mean, for me individually, it means a lot. I think this probably means more than any other award or anything else that could happen, because this is my teammates who are voting for this, not anybody else. These are the people that I care about the most. They're the ones making that decision, and then to be voted a captain by them and to be someone who they, feel comfortable and who they want leading the team it's a really special thing for me, and I know it is for everyone else on the leadership council too.
Go ahead, Matt, and then Sean.
Connor, what areas of Caleb Etienne's game have you seen improved from last year to right now?
Oh man, you name it. I mean, I think he's in a lot better shape right now. So physically, he's moving a lot better. Just his understanding of Coach Wood's system and what he wants, that kind of enables him to play faster as well. And, he's gotten stronger. And so I think he's really every aspect of his game has improved in comparison to last season.
Connor, it feels a little bit weird to be on the Zoom call, I won't lie, after such a long off season. We've talked to you a bunch about spring ball and practices and training camp, that kind of thing. But to have that game at the end of the week, and sort of that goal to start focusing on Southern Illinois, is this team sort of aware of this SIU team, and kind of they got a little bit of a reputation as a giant killer and an FBS buster in some ways, like being a couple of FBS teams already. So does this team kind of recognize, I guess, what that team on the other side that you're preparing against is?
Oh, for sure. You always respect your opponent, and it's pretty. I mean, we knew they were a good team from the second we turned the tape on, and started studying. And we knew what they were capable of doing and what they've done in the past. And so, yeah, definitely going in understanding that this is a good football team we're about to go play, and we gotta be on our P's and Q's to get the job done.
Okay, we'll go Jake and then Mitch.
Colin, you talked about leadership council. I just wanted to ask you how it's going to work. Are the four of you that have been named team captains be guys walking out to midfield every week, or are there going to be rotations there like there was in the past?
It'll be rotations like there were in the past. I think there's probably going to be at least 2 or 3 of the captains with the coin toss every week, and then we'll rotate kind of the co-captains through, kind of like we've done in years past.
Connor, this is your final season here at BYU. So far, the process, have you been pleased with the decision to run it back, and maybe just some goals that you and this offensive line have in your final run here in Provo?
Yes, very happy with my decision to come back. I think since I met with Coach Woods that first time while he was being interviewed, I felt pretty comfortable with the decision to come back for my last season, and there's been nothing that has caused me to think otherwise. I'm pretty happy with it, and I think for us as an offensive line, we just want to be able to produce for the offense. We want to be the offense's biggest asset, not its biggest liability, and that first and foremost that starts with running the football. So that's been our focus all off season long, and through spring ball, through training camp, and heading into game 1 now is we want to run the football.
Go ahead, Jared.
Connor, what does it say about the 2 quarterbacks vying for the starting job that they're both co-captains on that leadership council? What does that say about them, and what does that mean for this team?
I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory that the team obviously views them both as leaders, which is definitely a good thing. It's definitely a good thing, and they both garner that respect from their teammates, which both puts them in a position to be able to lead the offense. And whenever that decision gets made, it's clear that the players on the team respect both of them in that role. So.
You've been through this game 1 a few times now. What's that feeling? How do you describe that feeling when you finally get to take the field after all these months of work and preparation? Trying to get back out there after the last season ended months ago.
It's pretty awesome because I'm pretty sick of practicing, especially against ourselves. I'm sick of hitting the same guys every day. And so getting to go and play in that first game, you're finally in Lavelle Edwards again, in front of all the fans. You get just the energy that comes from that, and to just see somebody else across the line of scrimmage from you is pretty nice. So it's definitely fired up for that.
Okay, we'll take a couple more questions from Jay.
Hey, Connor, as a center, is there an advantage to knowing or having the majority of reps with one quarterback as opposed to another? And also, will you guys know beforehand who the starter is, or will you be kept in the dark like the media?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll know before you guys. If all goes well, you should be the last people to know. But to go back to your first question, I think yes, there is a little bit of chemistry that comes just with calls and checks with the quarterback, but also at the same time, if they both know the system equally well, it shouldn't be super difficult to kind of plug and play, if that makes sense, if we're on the same page with everything. But no question, there's definitely like a chemistry aspect that can be developed. But as long as we both have an understanding of the system and how we interact with each other, and I've gotten so many reps with both of them now at this point that we kind of know what each other is thinking, pre-snap, post-snap, all that stuff. And so I don't foresee that being really an issue. But since we're kind of learning the system together and kind of growing with it together, all 3 of us have kind of been on the same page. So.
Okay, I don't think there's any more questions. Thanks, Connor.
Sweet.
Appreciate you.
See you guys.
Great week. All right, next up we'll have Jakob Robinson.
Hi
Hi
guys.
Jacob, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you for being here.
Of course.
We'll go ahead and jump into some questions and start with your Lloyd.
I saw you in the stands at the Orem game on Friday. It turned out to be a pretty fun game, but good to see you back there in Orem. But I wanted to ask about getting to this week. Jacob, you've been here before, but what's it like to actually get to game one and get this chance to finally get back on the field after all these months of work?
Yeah, this offseason was super long. We worked really hard. I mean, I was in here when Connor was talking about it too, but I think we're just sick of playing each other and just ready to play some different players. So.
Go ahead, Sean.
Jacob, what's it mean to be named a team captain on this team? We just talked to Connor a little bit about it, and it's obviously an honor that's voted on by your teammates, and is kind of a reflection of, I guess, your standing with them in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it means everything. I was a captain in high school and just growing up, so I just thought it was always cool to have that C on your chest and just know that you're one of the leaders for the team, and just everyone will really listen to you and they respect you.
Go ahead, Jake.
Jacob, just wanted to ask you, in terms of your improvement as a football player, where do you think it made you take the most strides in fall camp this year?
Definitely the knowledge of the game. At the beginning, they had me getting a lot of mental reps, just trying to keep me healthy and everything. So being able to coach the younger guys and just kind of learn from them doing wrong things, but then trying to teach them, it's helped me a lot.
Take another question from Jared.
Take a break down the defensive backfield and where you guys are at. There were some holes to fill there. What do you see as you're getting ready for the first game?
I mean, we got a lot of depth, especially in the corner room. A lot of new guys, but I think we really brought them up and they're ready to play anytime. Safety room, we got a ton of safeties too. I feel like about any of them could really play and have a major impact on the game. Yeah, I think just everyone is really ready.
You've also faced off against FCS opponents, and this is a good one. Southern Illinois has had a lot of success. How do you make sure everybody, as a captain you were talking about, how do you make sure everybody is on that page and understanding that just because they have the FCS tag doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy game?
Yeah, we're going to go into every game just playing it the same, treating them just like it was a Power 5 school or FCS. It really doesn't matter to us. I think as long as everyone's watching their film and studying, we'll do good. So.
We'll go Jake and then Sean.
They have a quarterback battle going on in their training camp, just like you guys have had, Jacob. How does that change for you guys on defense, trying to prepare for potentially two quarterbacks to play on Saturday?
Just watching as much film on both of the quarterbacks as we can. I know the quarterback from last year is gone, so yeah, we're watching the new quarterback a lot and just trying to get his three-step down. So, I mean, if we haven't really seen the backup quarterback yet, so yeah, I think just making sure we watch film on both of them.
Jacob, can I ask you about one of your teammates, one of the guys who's on that opposite corner spot as you and Mark Collins? What's he been like, I guess, for this offseason and coming in and competing for that starting job right opposite you, him and Maury, I guess we got to say officially. But what's Mark Collins been like, and how's he kind of fit into this team, I guess?
Yeah, so he's been in the defense, so he understands everything, just like Cam and Eddie, who were here. He's very twitchy, very smart, really. He wants to learn. And I think, yeah, he just has an open mind for learning new things, and he's really smart about the game. So.
Okay, perfect. Looks like that's all the questions we have today, Jacob. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right, center news today will be Chase Roberts. Hi Chase, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing good.
Good.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get started with questions from Jared Lloyd.
Chase, we've talked to some of the guys and Kalani about the team leadership council, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on the process. What's it like as everyone votes and the votes come in? I don't think there are any surprises really, but what's that like as a player seeing everybody kind of select the leaders?
Yeah, I think during the off-season workouts, they kind of come out obviously, and you hear the guys that are more vocal. You see the guys during fall camp. Once fall camp start making the plays and who's going to kind of be the guys that are going to lead this team to victory. And then there are no surprises, I guess, when it comes to voting. We kind of just send out a link and people put in who they think will help the team best win games and lead the team to victory. So it's kind of a simple process, but I mean, at the same time, it's the whole year, that process.
How does the responsibility feel? I mean, when you get that nod, again, not unexpected, but now it's a little bit more official, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an honor just knowing that your teammates are asking you to be a leader for this team, and it makes you want to be better and to learn, be able to lead them and be an example in every aspect, whether it's on the field making plays or whether it's off the field, how to handle a weekend before the game and how to handle yourself after a game. People are looking up to you, and it's an honor to know that the eyes are on you, and that it helps you, I guess, become more like Christ, a better example.
Go ahead, Sean, and then Jay.
Hey Chase, congrats on getting to wear the C on your jersey, which I think C stands for Chase.
That's right. I know.
So you don't forget your first name as well as the last name on the back of your jersey?
Exactly.
Yeah. There are two guys, but seriously, congratulations. There are two guys that are listed right behind you on the two deep this week, and JoJo, and we've been able to see a little bit what he could do over the last year. And then Cody as well, being able to kind of crack the two deep so soon after his mission. What is it about those two guys that has them ready to contribute pretty quickly, pretty immediately in Division I football for you guys?
They've been making plays during fall camp, and I think it comes down to that. Also, they know the playbook really well. Cody's a really smart guy to where he picked it up super quick, doesn't make a lot of mistakes when he steps on the field. And then JoJo, being his second year in the program, he's been able to grasp the playbook really well, and he has no MAs during practice, which makes Fessy and a lot of the other players really confident that he can go in and make plays when game time comes around.
Hey Chase, it's a little jarring, I guess, to see all those oars on the receivers. It looks like 8 receivers on the depth chart.
Yeah.
What does that say? As a veteran, how do you take that basically you're not a starter guaranteed? And also, what does it say about the receiving core that you guys got 8 guys on the depth chart?
I think it's awesome. I think that it shows that we have a really deep receiving core and that anyone on the field can make plays. And it just shows that what we've been doing during fall camp, that everyone has been making big plays on the field. So I look at it as an amazing thing, and I wish it kept going. It could keep going. I'm sure there could be more oars on the depth chart this season. So I look at it as an amazing thing and just an opportunity to keep battling and going hard every game, and just knowing that we have a deep squad, and if someone goes down, the next guy's going to step right up.
And the second question, when, as a receiver, when do you suspect you'll know who the starting quarterback is?
Right now, it's kind of starting to, obviously we're just keeping it down low up until game time, but we've been able to, I guess, kind of figure out over practices and stuff who the guy's going to be, who we can meet with to prepare for the game when it comes game one, who to watch film with a little bit more. So we're obviously we know as receivers, but we're going to keep it down low and up until game time.
Are you guys going to be able to keep that a secret for a whole week?
Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead, Jake.
Come on, Chase, you know you want to tell us. I wanted to ask you, just in terms of you being a leader now as a team captain, but also one of the veteran guys in this wide receiving core, what's your confidence level you guys can produce at a level no matter who is the quarterback that will get you guys in the win column more often than not?
Yeah. I mean, this whole fall camp, Jake and Gary have been sharing reps with the ones, and we've been making plays with both of them. And so whoever steps on the field, and I'm sure at some point in the season, whether it's injuries or whatever, like we're going to see both on the field. And it just brings so much confidence as a receiver that whoever does, that we're going to make plays and we're going to score some touchdowns. So I'm just excited for the season to go play, to do my job and to make sure the receivers are doing our job, no MAs, and putting together just a good, solid offense so that whoever steps on the field, whoever we're playing, whatever opponent, that we're going to score touchdowns and we're going to win a game.
I also wanted to ask you, just in terms of, you guys have heard all offseason about how you guys went 5-7, you were 2-7 in conference a season ago.
Yeah.
Has that still dominated throughout training camp, that mentality of wanting to rebound from that?
I mean, it's always in the back of your mind. You always have that little fire from, last year. But we really have, this offseason has been amazing, and we've been grinding, and some of that does come, I guess, from the lack of production last year. But we've kind of, moved on, and we're just ready for game one, and we're going to show what we can do this year and, show the work that we've put in the offseason, because we're looking good.
Is your new podcast venture off the ground yet?
Yeah, we started a little demo. So we're doing, the Come Follow Me podcast with BYU Football. It'll probably start next week. It'd be awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for answering the tough questions there, Chase.
Of course.
We'll let you go.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Have a good week.
Thank you.